Hello, and this is Spike Kids all the time in the world. Now, what I have to say is that I didn't really expect this movie to be great or awesome, but since this is like the fourth installment of the franchise, I kind of wanted to see some good action. But this movie is good, but I just hate how half of the movie, the first half isn't it barely just has that Spike Kids atmosphere as the rest does, and throughout the entire movie. But let's just go over the cast. You have the little sister, something something, who surprisingly is the girl version of Macaulay Culkin, aka Kevin McAllister from Home Alone 1 and 2. Pulling pranks. You probably figured that one out. Yeah, she is exactly like that. So, this movie, it kinda, in the next half of the movie, oh, right, I forgot. We, have the others back. We have Daryl Sabara, aka Junie Cortez, awesome, and the older sister herself, Alexa Vega, aka Carmen Cortez, awesome. I expected those characters to be back. I didn't really wait. I kind of waited for them, but you know. So also we have this certain person who plays basically the main villain. His name is Jeremy Piven, who plays Tick-Tock and the main villain himself, the timekeeper, or whatever. And if you notice, I actually noticed that he actually looks so familiar. So I've been doing research, and it's actually the dude. If you actually saw Rush Hour 2, he played the dude in that suit shop, the salesperson, that gay dude, the buttercream dude. If if you saw that, that's Jeremy Piven. So yeah. So Spy Kids 4 basically just focuses on time, child humor, and basically these two kids. So 80% of the movie. And I do have to say that Jessica Alba. I mean, I don't really hate Jessica Alba, but when I see a movie and I see Jessica Alba's in it, it's every time when I see Jessica Alba in the movie, it's like I know when something's gonna happen. Like I was like, oh, okay, this is gonna happen since Jessica Alba's in the movie. And sometimes I know when something isn't going to happen. Like, okay, that's not gonna happen. Jessica Alba, she can't really do that. And there's just basically this dog right there that you see, who surprisingly is a mechanic dog. Um, the end to this movie is something that most people, some older people, would have thought of. I never really was thinking about who the main villain was, but of course it's supposed to be top secret for the kids. But it was actually, one of those typical things where you find out it's something in the end. It's very cliche, and I'm like, son of a fucking bitch. What? I should have known. So, I didn't really get pissed off at that. That just really caught me off guard at the moment. So, this is the only movie where Jessica Alba is actually really pregnant. I wouldn't really call that a spoiler, but she's only pregnant for like 5 minutes into the movie, maybe seven. But there's also some disgusting stuff, especially to the kids, and for a person my age, I can't really say much about this movie because it relies heavily more to the younger audience. But what I do find amazing about this movie is that some of the gadgets are kind of Spy Kid-ish. I know this is supposed to be, but what really amazed me is that not only the characters from the past Spy Kids were back, but the gadgets too, and some of the other cast. Like Danny Trejo, the Mexican dude. I was like, hey, come on, let me see Danny Trejo. All right, I know he has to be in this film. So, and then the gadgets. That metal, but that metal bug thing, with the green eyes. That thing was really awesome. I was excited to see that thing back. I forgot about it. That's how awesome it was. And I also saw the jetpacks and the robotic looking suits from the third Spy Kids film. So of course the Junie and Carmen are older. They're pretty much early 20s, something like that. And surprisingly, Daryl Sabara his voice got deeper, of course, since he's older. And but you know, I'm not really disappointed that that their parents weren't in the movie. They were not in the movie. I didn't really expect them to be in the movie, but um, uh, Antonio Banderas and Carla Gugino. I really thought they were gonna be in the movie at first, but And then there's this fucking aromascope thing, which I had no idea what the fuck was going on. Cause like seriously, when the numbers were flashing on the screen, I scratched them with something. I didn't have a cord or anything like that. But when I scratched them with something, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Is this thing broken? Cause like I don't know, like, and I keep smelling the same smell over and over again, you know. So it's not a weird smell, but it's actually a good smell. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. So you know what? After I gave up, I was scratching so hard on the first one, so nothing happened. So I scratched the second one and I just gave up, you know. But I still have the aromascope for some odd reason. You know, either they fucked up or I just didn't go to the right theater or something like that. But you know, this movie isn't really bad. It's just good. But I'd say it isn't worth getting on Blu-ray. So in my opinion, so I'm gonna have to give this movie a 7.5 out of 10 for what it is because it is really good. And I just what amazes me is that when you actually see Junie and Carmen for the like at first sight, they actually just pop out like a shining star, as if they're just a breath of fresh air, you know. But what really disappoints me is the some at certain parts where there's the two kids right there and they're running, they're being chased, and then these people are trying to chase them, which is cliche, but then they just fall for the most stupidest things like, in the things, something like that. Fucking they there was a puddle right there, which apparently that dog just leaked out, and then they were actually stupid enough to actually like run into that puddle and to just fall down, and then it's like, but the balls part and on the floor, that's actually pretty tricky. So and speaking and when like during in the beginning of the movie where Jessica was pregnant, there was actually like some spikes on the floor where she was trying to catch the criminal, Tick-Tock with the Fred voice, which pisses me off because I don't know why he had Fred's voice. So basically, she was fucked, but her wheels did like some kind of, some trick to get past all the spikes, which is actually pretty amazing. I was like, wow, you know. So there was actually like two or three parts of the films where I'm like, yo, seriously, because these motherfuckers like fall for like some stupid childish shit that like even they see, and then I'm like, yo, seriously, you guys are adults, you guys are smarter than this, you know? Can't you ever do this? Like, there's some things that they never thought of. It's almost as if the guys on screen just wanted to do stunts for kids rather than just stay in context, like in plot, you know? Which just pisses me off in some ways. So, and what I want to say about Jessica Alba is that I have nothing against her. It's just that I just feel like she has little to do in this movie for some odd reason, and I also think that she just doesn't stand out in this movie as much, you know, because I know she's one of those standard actresses, and then it's like putting an actress in a movie just to have that person in the movie and have literally little to do. But I mean, she just doesn't stand out and that's why I didn't think this movie was for her at some certain scenes. But I'm sorry I have to say that. And the dude who played Tick-Tock, I'm sorry, you should feel ashamed that these people did this to your voice, make you sound like Fred. The kids were also doing the standard stuff in usual other films, like facing death and consistency. It's most of that. All right. So 7.5 out of 10 for this movie, Spy Kids 4, whatever. And I'll see you soon. At any cost.